Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be having a look at Shadow EXCADRILL in the Fantasy Cup. Shadow EXCADRILL is now a top meta threat because of its newly buffed Mudslap. I'm going to be pairing it up with Azumarill and Galarian Weezing. Galarian Weezing is going to be utilized as the safe swap, and Azumarill is going to be our closer. In the first match, we have a great lead into Sandslash, Mudslap absolutely chunking through the Sandslash's health. I'm going to shield up the move, and the opponent actually forces the drill run, and I just noticed, as you can see in the opponent's character, they have two masks on, Giratina and the Alistair mask, so that's a little bit of a glitch. Anyway, I'm going to be firing off back-to-back drill runs that get the Azumarill incredibly low, and in the back it's Flygon, but with a 2-to-1 shield advantage, Flygon could prove to be quite tricky for our team. Our opponent actually throws an alignment there, which might help us win this game. I no-shield, which is probably not the smarter play, but now I'm going to no-shield once more, as I'm going to call the bait. Unfortunately, it isn't the bait, but we still should be able to win this game, as Fairy Winds should be able to farm down the Flygon before they make it to back-to-back moves, and just for the sake of it, I make an insane catch onto EXCADRILL, and that's going to seal the game, and that's a GG's. I'm going to fire off the Overheat, because why not? Overheat gonna do massive damage if it was unshielded, but they shielded up and I'm able to farm down. In the next match, we see another great lead into Empoleon. There was a bit of lag there and I wasn't able to switch out straight away, so I take a lot more damage than I'd like to on my EXCADRILL. Now I'm gonna go for the farm down on this Alolan trio with my Azumarill, and the opponent's gonna come back in with Empoleon. We can fire off a bunch of play roughs here, but I am very worried that the opponent is going to be able to get a full steal and farm down. Which, even though this is a terrible matchup for for Empoleon into EXCADRILL, it's still going to be a great one if they have an energy advantage. I think I might make a bit of a mistake here, shielding this move up, but we're able to grab a shield as the opponent comes in with EXCADRILL. This might have been a great idea, as we have Galarian Weezing in the back, and Galarian Weezing gets absolutely destroyed by EXCADRILL. I'm going to continue to overfarm and go for the bait. Let's see if this can save us. The bait is successful. I'm going to switch, trying for a catch. The opponent throws their energy anyway. Now we need to get this on good timing, and we don't get to Gary, which is really unfortunate. So I make quite a few misplays in these games, as you'll notice. I'm not sure why. In the next match, we see a Farfang Mawile. We're able to get the snipe with the Galarian Weezing, and the opponent's going to wait out it a little bit, and they come in with a Goodra, and this is not a response to Galarian Weezing. You have to be really weak in the back if you're sending this in. I'm going to keep overfarming, and the opponent's going to fire off an Aqua Tail, probably. Actually, it's a Thunder Punch, and then they send in a Azumarill. I accidentally go straight for the Sludge. I was just going to throw it straight away anyway, but that's alright as well. I'm now going to I'm going to bank a bunch of energy and then send my own Azumarill. Opponent's going to go for the Play Rough, and Play Rough is going to do some decent damage. So this is just a battle that you will see quite a bit during Fantasy Cup. Just two Azus smacking each other back and forth with Play Rough. So, anyway, I'm going to fire a Play Rough. They actually won CMP, which I definitely didn't expect, as I have an extremely high attack Azumarill, which is good for the Fantasy Cup, I guess, as we do in the mirror because we win CMP. I'm going to continue to overfarm. Going to overfarm quite a bit and send in Weezing. I'm not sure why I threw energy there. I guess I was scared that one Fairy Wind didn't care, but now that I look at it, it definitely does. But it actually shields the Sludge, which made me very, very confused. Now, they're easily going to get absolutely destroyed. How much health is Exca on? If Exca was on low health, then they could have possibly won this game. I can't really see with the voice recording thing. Alright. In the next match, we see another Sandslash lead, but it's going to immediately say switch into Flygon, and another little bit of, I'm not sure if it's just me or the game's really slow, but anyway, I'm going to send in Azumarill to Flygon say switch. Unfortunately, Azumarill doesn't have much fast move pressure here, but that's completely fine as we still win all shooting scenarios, I'm pretty sure, except for maybe the two. I'm going to call the Dragon Claw bait here. It is the Dragon Claw bait. That is incredible. And the opponent's going to fire off the next move straight away. I know they have the Dragon Claw and Scorching Sands, but it's good just to make them waste all their energy so I can come in and get a risky farm down with EXCADRILL. The opponent comes in with Azumarill, but this isn't even a bad matchup of energy. We could make it to another one, but I'm going to switch into Weezing. The opponent comes in with Sand Slash. Now, I am going to bait here. That is our win con. If we bait, we have a possibility of winning. I'm going to overfarm by 1, just because they just did the Ice Punch, so they should, I think, be 3 off, and they were 3 off, and we're able to make it to the Overheat. Overheat's going to easily grab the KO, and they're going to come back in with the Azumarill, and they see the writing on the wall. That's a GG's. In the next match, another Sand Slash lead. Sand Slash leads seem to be really common, which is why I put X on the lead. Now they say switch it into Dragapult, and this is a very tricky Pokemon to deal with, as we have no fast move pressure on our team for it. And I think this guy beats all of our Pokemon in the 2-shield scenario, which is really, really unfortunate. But it's just a very, very tricky Pokemon overall for our team. So the opponent is going to grab the KO with a Shadow Ball, and we just lost Switch. We should be able to get the farm down here though, which is quite nice, but we take so much damage. The opponent's going to send in a Azumarill now, and this is not looking like an easy game to come back from. I'm going to send in Weezing, and once again, I'm going to just shield their move and then bait. Sorry if you hear anything in the background. Alright, the opponent fires off the Dual Run, and I'm going to go now for the bait. The bait, let's see, it's successful, and I'm going to overfarm by a bit, and then fire off the Overheat. Overheat's going to grab the KO, and the opponent sends back in a Azumarill. I'm going to go for the Sludge. This is really debuffed, but I do need it to catch and stall the Switch timer, and we're able to make a game-winning catch onto my EXCADRILL, and that is going to mean we are going to be able to take this game. Actually, if they're a really high rank Azu, they might survive this, but they're not, and that's a GG's. In the next match, we see another big core breaker, Dragapult. Now, it's best to see it in the lead here, but the opponent can sometimes win CMP. It's actually IV dependent, this CMP tie, but most of the time I seem to win it. Now it's going exactly how we want it to. They fire off the move straight away. Breaking Swipe is going to grab the KO, and I'm going to send in Weezing to get a farm down. They don't make a move, which is nice, and even if they did, it would only be the Breaking Swipe. Oh no, now they send in Registeel. That beats both our 2 Pokemon so badly, but we're able to land the Overheat, and now this Registeel is too low on health. Opponent is now going to send in their last Pokemon, and it's going to be the Azumarill. Tell me, have you noticed a team yet without Azumarill on it? I think I probably have, but I'm not too sure. I'm going to keep over farming, and I'm going to fire off the Play Rough. Play Rough is going to connect, and that does some okay damage, and that was the CMP tie. I'm going to now switch into Galarian Weezing, and I'm going to immediately fire off the Sludge, as that's also going to be in good timing. It should be able to take out the Azumarill, but the opponent actually survives on a bit of health, and they're able to fire off the Ice Beam. Ice Beam does some decent damage, and they're going to send back an Registeel. This should be a GG's. I'm going to unnecessarily throw an Overheat. Overheat is going to grab a shield, and from here, we can just make it to a Sludge. Sludge, double debuffed, double resisted, still going to grab the KO, and we're able to take out the Azumarill, and that's a GG's. In the next match, we see a Mawile lead, so this is not a great lead. We actually do lose this matchup, I think barely. I'm able to catch a power-up punch on Weezing though. I'm surprised the opponent threw there anyway. That does barely anything, and the opponent sends in Bastiodon. I have to look up the rankings of Bastiodon later. I don't think it's very good. I think most teams have at least 2 counters on the team for it. Like Shadow Flygon is a big destroys Bastiodon, as well as all the Mud Slappers and also Azumarill. They all pretty much destroy Bastiodon, so I'm not sure it's what you'd choose in this meta. Unfortunately, the opponent does make it to a last second move. I'm actually going to show this up. This was a big mistake from my part, as the opponent can just bring back in their Mawile and absorb this energy. Now, in the... wait, what? They shield it? Oh. Anyway, in the back, it's Empoleon, and oh no, Empoleon absolutely destroys Azumarill because they completely wall our energy. They're going to go for the Hydro Cannon. Why not the Drill Peck? I'm quite confused. The Play Rough is going to grab a shield, and I'm going to continue to overfarm. Let's see. The opponent is going to destroy this Azumarill. We have one shield, but I don't think we're going to be able to win this game without a catch, and we get the catch onto Weezing, and that's going to be a GG's, as now we'll definitely be able to survive this Hydro Cannon because we have a shield in play, and we can just fire off the Play Rough, and Play Rough should be grabbing a KO from this range, and that's going to be another GG's. So this team, I went 14-6 in the first time I used it, and I got my Elo reveal at 21:56, and then today I had an absolutely terrible run. I think I went, let's see, I went 1-4, 1-4, 2-3, 3-2, 1-4, 3-2. So really, really bad. It's not a great day. So we lost a lot of Elo. But it's not too low. I think hopefully we'll be able to gain back some of this Elo tomorrow. So I'm showcasing quite a bit of wins because it's kind of sad seeing a bunch of my losses. And a lot of them I didn't play very well, so I didn't play very well today. It's a bit unfortunate, but it's alright. Anyway, we should be able to win this game. Hopefully, I'm going to fire off a Sludge. Sludge is going to be doing some nice damage, and immediately... actually, we don't throw straight away. And I'm just letting the Weezing go. And then, in the back, it's Registeel. That's really bad. Sorry, I don't think I cropped this particular one properly. That's alright. Anyway, great lead into Weezing. The opponent sends in Alolan Dugtrio, and we should be able to farm that completely down. And the opponent's going to now send back in the Weezing, probably. And they do. I'm going to immediately fire off the Ice Beam. Ice Beam is going to do about half their health, especially since the Shadow. And we're going to be immediately be able to fire off the next one. Opponent is going to shield that up, and I'm going to send in EXCADRILL. Now, we won't be able to get a farm down, but this was only 5 Fairy Winds, so this should only be a Sludge. In the back, it's an EXCADRILL, and look at those Mud Slaps, doing so much damage. I'm going to send in a Azumarill because I really do not want to take these Mud Slaps on my Weezing, and I'll even shield that up and even get that, and unfortunately not able to make the Ice Beam, so this should be a pretty straightforward game. Actually, wait, I shield the bait. It was such an obvious bait as well, and they make it to the overheat. No way this KOs. Please tell me it doesn't. No, we survived. Okay, this Fairy Wind is resisted. Do we survive it? Oh, we don't. That is so sad. Anyway, thanks for watching.